Hi, welcome back. So in the last video we made this flipbook of the character running using the Render Studio approach. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to actually get that pixelated look of the characters to give you a bit more freedom in terms of your look and feel of games. So what we need to do is actually create a post-process volume in the scene and then apply a material to it. And how we do that, let's start with the material. So if I go to a material folder and make a new material, let's call this m_pixel. Go inside. I'm just going to paste in a couple of nodes. Just follow along. You must just add these nodes in the same sequence and connect them up. If I right click and say screen position, that's how you would get these nodes. So just right click and type in the names. And for this one here, this is a constant that's turned into a parameter value. And to do that, the easiest way is just hold number 1 on the keyboard and left click, and then right click and say convert to parameter. And these, when we create a material instance, will allow you to change the value without having to recompile all these materials. The main setup over here is we want to change this the type of output of the material to be post-process. So on the left over here, you would change this to post-process. And under blend mode, this needs to be changed from opaque to translucent. And because we enabled tone mapping in the last video, which I'll link over here, we can go down to post-processing, if I can find it, there we go, and say output alpha, just check that. So now if we scroll up, we can have translucent. And this will allow you to render without the black screen again. That was always the issue. So now connect up color to emissive color, not opacity, emissive color. And just apply and save this. And go back to the main scene. Now we just need to add a volume, and post-process volume. And there's three things we need to do. One is to search for array. So with post-process selected, type in array and post-process materials array. Add the plus, choose and say asset reference. Now we need to right click and say make an instance and drag the instance inside. And just to show you the power of the parameter is if you click on that little checkbox, you can change the value at runtime versus having to recompile the material. So, but you'll see nothing's really happened except for if you go inside the volume itself, you can see slight pixelation. So what you need to do is go back to here and search for bound and check this box. Boom. And now you can see the character has a lot of pixelation, and we can alter that by just changing the parameter here. So we can increase it or decrease it depending on what you want for your scene. And the nice thing here is that the animation will carry through. So if we save this, go back to our folder here, just delete these and say render again. Under config, make sure it's PNG sequence and not JPEG, because JPEGs can't carry the alpha. Select the output and say accept and say render. And you'll see it's busy rendering with the pixelation. Something to note also, you'll see that the camera clipped the legs. Okay, so back in the viewport, to remove the clipping, just make sure you go back to cinematic camera and choose cinematic viewport. So now right mouse button down, see it was clipping, there we go. Let's just position this, delete these frames over here, go back, save, render it with the same settings, and you see now it's one frame. And if you wanted to then use this as a flipbook, just make a folder, drag in the files. Let's just go medium. You can do a sort by date. There you go. And you can drag them in. Again, you can remove the number of frames if you want. And right click, Sprites, create sprites. Select all the sprites, right click, create flipbook. And there you go, a pixelated character. So yeah, hopefully this helps. Now there's a lot of things you can do this with this technique. You can also do the same approach for buildings and trees and things like that. So you can really use the asset store from Epic Games to make quite cool pixelated art. Yeah, please like, subscribe. More videos will be coming soon. Thanks. Bye.